Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. So, due to Procreate update kind of messing with the brushes and stuff and just making it a little bit harder for me to draw in Procreate at the moment, I'm gonna wait to see if they're gonna do a patch. So for today's video, I think we're just gonna work in Ibispaint, and then instead of doing like the full portrait that I was actually gonna plan for today, I even had like thumbnails made for Toma, but I'm gonna do a sketch page instead so we can just get more familiar with his design, and it'll be a little bit more of like a chill session of just drawing. Don't have to worry about too much. I'm gonna lower the contrast and the brightness so you guys can see the screen, as well as we're gonna get into the brushes. So we're gonna let the ad play and I'll be right back. Okay, once the ad is finished playing, you can get access to all the brushes for 18 hours. So that's great. I'm just gonna go and find the colored pencil. That is what we're gonna be using today. Hopefully it'll be easy to see the screen. I am going to change the background first of all to... let's pick a more neutral looking color. I usually pick something like a neutral brown or like a warm gray. I just don't really like drawing on like a really stark white background. So laying down some kind of color usually helps. Just gonna check a few things. Gonna make sure quick eyedropper is off. I don't have stabilization set on. Okay. So let's start off with a simple headshot so we can get used to drawing him. Currently I'm listening to Lovelyz. I believe they disbanded, which I'm really sad about, but I still really like them, so I'm just gonna kind of just wallow in my feelings and just listen to their music. I feel like I'm not paying attention of how I'm drawing. But at least with this, because we're just gonna be doing sketching, I can kind of experiment and kind of just test out a few things, because there's a bunch of poses and kind of how I wanted to pose either the hand or like his head and stuff for the portrait that I wanted to do, so I can do a little bit of planning here and flesh those thumbnails out a little bit. Make sure the eraser is the same brush, just for consistency. Since today is Tuesday for me and you guys are going to be seeing this the day after, I will update, or I can probably edit it in. Whether or not I got Toma, I'll put it in right here. And how many pulls it takes. So my only thing I was having issue with is that I did like a certain pose or positioning for Toma, but because of his earring being on this side, I want it to be visible when drawing him. So I need him to face this way. I should have recorded the Toma one earlier. I wouldn't be in this weird predicament. Alternatively, like I could have just done the portrait in Ibispaint, but just for me it's faster to work in Procreate. But for today, that kind of like little lag at the end of brush strokes, it's kind of annoying. So, and for me Ibispaint has like a different kind of lag, which is still like manageable in terms of like sketching and stuff. So we're not making these super detailed, we're just gonna get like the gist of it and hopefully do a whole spread of Tomas. And usually for these sketch pages, like I don't erase too much for like the smaller doodles. Oh, by the way, some people ask like, do I have references? I have the reference of Toma on my phone. I have drawn Toma as like a chibi, and then I've done, I think, 1 or 2 headshots of him. I have him like drawn a little bit in my sketchbook, but also, if you guys saw Monday's video, I do have this. I'm gonna try to keep this to a 2-hour session so I don't go too ham with details. But I like usually making the largest sketch or the sketch that's most in the foreground the most detailed, or I will also render it a little bit. So usually when sketching, I like to add any kind of like darker area value, because this is how I usually sketch when I'm using like doing pencil work or like pen. It's kind of like thickening up some areas, kind of like making it look like more like line variation. So most of the references I've seen of Toma, I usually can't get a good glimpse of his, technically it's his right hand, but it's like on the left side of the image. Because he's one of the characters, like most of the Genshin characters, who have like asymmetrical looking designs. Let's add in his hair. I'm gonna leave a bit of an indication of where I'm gonna put his little headband thing. The thing I like is that once you get used to drawing like a specific character, the lines will feel a little bit more natural, because I like adding more detail to hair, but I usually only do it when I'm more used to the character. Upper side of his headband. Always find it harder to draw males who have their hair tied back, but they also have like from the front it kind of looks like just short hair. His hair must be layered then. If we think about it. His hair kind of sticks out just a little bit, yet it's still like somewhat round. So kind of make this stick out a little bit. Then we have one gigantic Toma. He looks a little cross-eyed. Shift it over slightly so it looks like he's looking kind of more forward. I don't really have any ideas on what I want to draw for Toma, so I think I left enough room. Okay. So I want to make sure I put in his piercing, because that was the kind of the point of adding, or not adding, making sure he was facing like a certain way. It's like I turned it the right way, but then didn't move it correctly. Move his mouth down just a bit. Color in the shadow for the neck. Torso going this way. Let's see. We'll figure that out in a bit. Put his hand. Hands will be forever something I'm gonna struggle with. Cause now the pinky's too long. Put on a wrist. And then connect this part. On his arm. Maybe his body a little too short. I'm excited to try out Procreate, like the features the new ones because the page assist looks fun to use, especially if you can use it similarly to how you could just sketch on a page and then the next, I think it's like every new layer you can technically set it as like a new page or whatever, so you can really treat it like as if it's a sketchbook. I have to check my Tears of Themis. I have to check on my pumpkins. So I have like a timer set for every 4 hours in the in the afternoon or in the morning and at night. Oh my god, look at this guy. I'll click in on my archive after. Switch to go with Vin. Pumpkin was that? Suave. I love this. Look how dumb it is. The handsomest out of the pumpkin patch, it has a different temperament compared to the other pumpkins. Occasionally it shimmers with sparkles. Theme is a little bit later. Thought I can have it in the background as I sketch out Toma. Because my AP maxed. I'm drawing these horn things correctly. Oh my god. Quickly throw in his hair. I think which side do I want to put this on. Throw in a little tassel at the end of his hair. I really do like drawing Toma though. I feel like he has simple enough of a design. But I think also when we start to move on to actually coloring, why is she still alive? I love the character designs in Themis though. She's attractive. Now usually for sketch pages I've been putting more text in recently, so I think adding text also makes things look cute. Except for I can't fit it in here. Let's just put Toma's name maybe. Or let's do that maybe. So we can have everything flowing from this side. So let's make his kind of jacket collar overlap a bit more. So his jacket kind of only goes up to like just before his waist or like halfway through his waist. So I'm gonna do this side because until I'm done farming and kind of wasting my AP in Themis, I don't have my reference of Toma, so I feel like his jacket's probably a lot shorter because he does have this kind of like thing that wraps around. Actually, is there a difference? When you're in fingerless gloves, is it always at like here? Or can there only be up to here as well? Because what counts as fingerless? Because technically wouldn't it be right here? It would be fingerless, not up here. Okay, now we have low enough AP. Go back to Toma. So we can actually lower his jacket just a smidge. I thought the black and the red part were fairly close in the same length, but it doesn't seem to be. 3/4 of the way, or like 2/3. Little tie here. This thing's actually a lot larger. So let's get rid of... I know I said I wasn't gonna make these as detailed, but I'm having fun drawing Toma, so make this angled over his shoulder. We could just color this in to be black. A robe-ish looking thing kind of wrapped around his waist. Kind of overlaps. I should like this doodle a lot more than the main one. Anatomically incorrect, but nonetheless I think I do like this doodle a lot more than the the first one I did. Just like some funky designs on it, which I'm not going to imitate via sketching. So we're going to have to leave that. We do have his hand here. Should hide this a little bit more. Yeah, his armor thing kind of goes to the end of here. Let's put him one more. I like usually putting some kind of side profile because it gives me good practice to draw the character's face usually in profile. I should have drew his face. Should I draw his face open? Like, his face? His mouth open? Don't look a little bit more eager. So I'm not really drawing it really soft looking, but... Do you think I make his chin a little bit too out, but also his whole face just feels too out? Darken up any of these areas. So I think it's easy to make the character look like themselves. If you're drawing them relatively in the same, like facing the same direction. But this doesn't even look like the same person anymore. How to draw Toma in profile. Okay, let's color this in. Okay, let's just... I'm gonna duplicate this, if I remember how to do this. Duplicate. I'm gonna hide this one. Change this to multiply. Make a new layer. And then we can start to color. But I do want to make this lighter. So, let's go to FX. Adjust color. To hue and saturation. I think that's a okay color. It's kind of like a light brown. So hopefully it'll work out. Skin tone. So he doesn't have that much exposed skin. So let's quickly throw in the color for this. A little bit of blush and some other color to the skin because this is a little bit too pale. Do lips, blush, shadow on this side. Hopefully we can fix this one up a little bit. Kind of debating, do we want to throw one of these sides into shadow? I feel like this is like the easiest way to make the color skin. So by putting one side into shadow. Rembrandt's triangle this. So I don't really like using like a pure white. Gonna use more of a warmer gray color. Some color for his mouth. I think he's the one with the open mouth, right? We can use this a little bit if we want to add more of an actual blush color. Let's It's more pinky rather than the orange that I've been using. Throw in a color for his shirt. I'm keeping it on the warmer side just because I think I'm gonna color pretty much all of his clothing with more of a warmer color scheme. So all of this is pretty much gonna be really tedious. Looks like there's like a lot of black. But then I need to get in that red color. I think I'm gonna do the red after I do his hair. I mean, eventually I'm gonna have to draw Ito, and I know a lot of people like drawing him really buff, even though his model is disappointingly like middle, not middle, but like just the large frame of the other Genshin characters, just barely different. It's maybe a little bit too vibrant. It's okay. We'll just use it for now. Darken it up. We're gonna make it a little bit more cooler, slightly darker, so we can make the upper and lower lash much darker. Okay, hair color. Toma has more of a goldish, brown, orangey. I don't know how to explain his hair color. Not like that, like my color for a lot of Genshin characters, I feel like it's a little bit whack because of all my devices having different colors. I'm gonna add like a more lighter yellow to his eyes. Kind of like that dark green for like the center. So I'm not making it significantly darker yet. I'm just kind of changing the hue a little bit and then adding some shadows. I'm still using the same brush, by the way. I haven't changed brush. Usually when I work in Ibispaint, I don't really like changing brushes unless really necessary, but because I'm doodling, there's not really a need to. So for his hair, I'm gonna add purple. A little bit darker. I'm gonna use this to help deepen some of these shadows a little bit more, or kind of give an illusion of deepening these shadows. Go really bright and really cool. Get those shines to really pop without going directly to white. Kind of shading these in. His hair is a little bit... Not his hair, his whole lighting situation here. I didn't make a prominent lighting source. I don't know, I love using purple for too many things. Like you could darken up blues, yellows, reds. As long as you choose like the right kind of purple, it kind of fits with a lot of the colors. And then let's grab our highlight colors. Gonna get a red. His red on my phone looks really vibrant. So his earring is red, or what color is this? Whoa. Yeah, his earring is red. So I don't know, in the other picture it looks more like a robe kind of thing, like looser cloth. But then in this one looks like more of a... I don't know how to explain it. It's like, I don't know, it looks more intentionally like thicker material. So much red. Here. Black. Red. My patience like runs out whenever I'm doing these. Because usually when I'm doodling, I would do kind of like one at a time. But because I would like to merge them all at the same time, I kind of have to do them all together. these more golden. Okay, I took a break. The sun's out, and now I have this weird shadow because of my mic. Yeah, I think it said we're at like, what were we at? An hour and 20? Hour and 24. So yeah, we have about half an hour that I'm giving myself to finish this off, which is fine. I don't really mind. Like I said, I'm just treating this as like kind of like a sketch page. It's kind of like similar to how I work. Did I really need to take a break or something? I feel more energized. But yeah, so I'm treating this more like a sketch page, like as if I was drawing in my sketchbook. I think you guys already, let's see if I can show you an example. It's like this. Since I already showed this in the video, I don't mind showing it in here. But it's like, you just kind of compile sketches into one page. Same with this one. I'm trying to find ones that I've shown in videos so I don't spoil anything, because the sketchbook is finally done. Yeah, I did the ending page and everything in it. I think I'm super excited to show you guys the last page of the sketchbook. So yeah, that's an upcoming video. I think it'll be, sadly, 2 weeks from today, because I'm gonna squeeze in one more sketchbook doodles video, and I don't know if I'm gonna make the sketchbook video like a Wednesday Saturday video, or I'm gonna make it like one of the sketchbook doodles video, keep them separate. So just gonna add these purple for the shadows. And then we'll get into kind of rendering some of these, just a smidge, probably for these smaller ones, and then render mostly the bigger one. I do want this to stand out. But seriously, if you're a Loveliness, do let me know what's your favorite Lovelies song. I really do love Lovelies. Sad that they're disbanded. It was a good 7 years. Okay. Let's move on to render just a smidge. As I continue to correct. Toma comes out in like an hour and a half, so let's get this finished. So I'm going to go into layers, and we're going to merge this down. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna make this a little bit more saturated, but we're just gonna basically kind of chisel out the lines back out and clean up any unnecessary lines. I remember listening to Hi or Annyeong from Lovelyz like the entirety of my first year in uni. Yeah, but a lot of this is just mostly darkening up certain areas, just to make them a little bit more clear. Okay, let's fix his eyes just a smidge, because he does look a little bit like almost cross-eyed. Back in his face. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna try to get an outline for these a little bit, because usually I add a white stroke, so I'm not gonna clean up the edges too much, because the white will do that anyways. But we just need it enough so that things can stand out. Kind of darken up the red areas here. I'm mostly focusing on his face, so I'm not really caring too much about his outfit. As long as it somewhat makes sense, then that's okay by me. Yeah, I feel like my main goal here is just to cover up any major looking sketchy lines. Oh, Lost and Found, such a good song. Grab like a darker, cooler purple to do the inside of his jacket. I made him really blocky looking instead. He's lost his hips and his waist. Okay. I usually have fun doing clothing folds, so I might just do a little bit more effort into these. Awkward arm, but we'll just leave it. Just gonna darken up his ponytail area and then we'll move on to the side profile. This makes me want to sketch Toma more in my sketchbook. But I need to decide which sketchbook I'm using now. Because I have two blank notebooks that I could use. Or my Tricky Wagon sketchbook. So I'm kind of flip-flopping on which one to use. Let's fix up his eye. This one looks so weird. This is why I think like doing profiles are important. Especially if you're making OCs and stuff, I think it's important to do that for your own characters. I made him more manly compared to how I drew him here and here. We'll do his ears, or like, I'm just gonna focus mostly on these little corner areas, because I think that's enough to kind of make it look like it's a little bit more clean. But yeah, I think that's it. I am going to make a new layer, just in case I don't like the white stroke, but we're just gonna use a pure white to do this, I think. All we're just gonna do is go over, I can't speak today, go over and kind of surround the sketch. I guess we're just using a point. Or, yeah, we're just gonna go over around the whole sketch. Kind of block these out from each other. I'm gonna do the big one, like this one, with the 13. And then we'll maybe use a lighter, not a lighter, a smaller brush size. I always forget that Lovelyz has an instrumental album, similar to how Infinite had theirs. I wonder if they had a physical, because I kind of want to buy the physical if they have it. Still debating how I want to build him. Shield, I've seen some people get some good damage with him, but they also have the Staff of Thoma, so I don't know. Might be impossible for me. And the reason why I don't put the layer of white behind the sketch, it's because I like to separate the sketches from each other. So if I put it behind, it won't lay on top of these sketches. So I usually like doing this. You can do how, like, your sketch pages, doodle pages, your doodles, however you like. So I feel like the method of it, just whatever you like to do for fun. That's not needing to be entirely finished or clean. Okay, and that is Toma. Should I put his name somewhere? I'm gonna turn off quick eyedropper actually. Yeah, okay. It's like several, I feel like there's several different ways to spell his name. I'm gonna put a red. Let's do red around it. Is it necessary? No. Could I like chose the same red as his clothing? Probably should have, but it's close enough. I always think adding text or lettering is fun to these. Yeah, but here is Toma. Let's go back to the main part of the gallery. 2 hours and 5 minutes, not bad. Quickly go over. Feel tired. I think it's because it's sunny and warm now. Yeah, let's quickly run through the sketching process of the entire thing. How much do I have left on my alarm? I have like 2 hours until I have to collect more pumpkins. Yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed watching me sketch Toma today. I know I drew him a little bit out of character for the second doodle, and the consistency throughout all of them was pretty bad, but you know, that's okay. This is a fun time to sketch and just freely draw for a little bit, add some color, because the good thing about these is that you can kind of, like, if you enjoy it, you can continue to sketch and refine more. Even if you could probably do line art on top if you really like it and actually fully color it. Or if you do similar method to painting, you can just continue to work on it, refine it and stuff. But if not, then you can stop at whatever point you like. Then yeah, that's it. I always think that's like a good method if you're in more of an art blocky mood or having issues starting, is that, you know, take 10 to 15 minutes, like actually set a hard time, like 15 maybe. Just doodle, draw for 15 minutes. If you enjoy it, then continue. If you don't, then you've already drawn for enough for today. And I think 15 minutes is enough, so that's how it is, I guess. I'm just rambling because I can't speed this up. But yeah, I'm really hoping for Toma to come home early. Like, C0 is fine by me. I just really want Toma, but any other constellations would be nice. But I would like to say for Goro, just grab Toma, grab Goro, and then run towards Yunjin, wherever she is. So hopefully, because I've been wanting Yunjin for like ever since her model Kokomi, Hu Tao, Rosaria, Kazuha, Shenhe. Who else is there? Yao Yao and Sayu's models got leaked in the beginning, so it might look like that what's her name, Yunjin's outfit didn't really change as much from the leaked ones, unlike Kokomi, who is completely different from Mimi. But yeah, I'm super excited for the new characters. But yeah, I feel awkward. My energy's slowly like dwindling down. But yeah, we're near the end. Here's Toma. Hope you guys enjoyed watching me kind of just doodle and Ibispaint today, as we kind of just pray and hope that Procreate fixes their bugs and that issue. But I'll talk to you guys next time with another video. Bye!